Hi everyone, today's video is going to be an update on my 2019 Use It Up series. So at the beginning of the year, I set goals for how many of each makeup category I wanted to use up. And the way I set the goals was I took however many I used up in 2018 and added one. So I figured I could use up a little bit more in 2019. That wasn't always the case, but I worked on it and we will go through the finale. I will be posting a video with all of my makeup empties in one video, kind of showing you everything. So if you want to see the actual products of everything I used up this year, stay tuned for that. But this is just going to be what I used up in the past 2 months. So from in November and December of 2019. So for face primer, my goal was to use up 9. I had used up 8 and I used up 2 more. So I actually used up 10 face primers in 2019. For me, when I do my makeup inventory, and so also when I do my makeup use up, when I do anything, I just count everything as one. If it's a tiny little sample, I count it as one. If it's a full-size product that's like got 50 grams of product, I count it as one. That's just what I do. It's easiest for me, and so I do. So this is the Smashbox Original Primer. It's a little sample, and I also used up this Benefit Porefessional Pearl Primer. So I used up 10 primers this year. I'm excited by that. For foundations, my goal was to use up 15. I only used up 9, but I used up enough to where I only have one. I used up everything I owned and I bought a new one this year. So it wasn't my goal of 15, but I've hit to the point where I only have one and I'm really pleased with that. For concealers, my goal was to use up 4. I used up 3 before today and I used up 1 more in the past 2 months. So this is the Urban Decay Naked Skin Concealer. It is all used up. They don't make this anymore. Also, but when I use this up, I had no concealers left, so I bought 1 more. So I only have 1 concealer now, which means that I really did, use up everything that I had in my back stock, which is great. For powder, my goal was to use up 7. That was over ambitious. I used up 1 before today, and now I used up 1 more. I used up the Maybelline Master Fix. This was just like, a white powder. It's my favorite white powder I've tried. I really recommend it, but it's all gone now. For setting sprays, I should have tweaked it. I started the year with only 1 setting spray. I still only have 1 setting spray, so I should have known that my goal wasn't realistic because, when you only have 1. I also took off for 3.5 months because I was up north doing field collection. So I'm a scientist, so I had to collect my data. And when I was up north, I was not in any way wearing makeup. So that's okay. But my goal was to use up 8. I used up 2 before today and I didn't use up any more. Kind of disappointing. My goal for blush was to use up 2. I used up no blush all year. It's not so great. For bronzer, my goal was to use up 2. I used up 1 before today and I haven't used up any more. For highlighter, my goal was to use up 2 and I did go ahead and use up 2. But I don't have any new ones to show you. For eye primer, my goal was to use up 4. I used up 1. I did go ahead and declutter the rest of them. I don't really like eye primer. I have 1 little glitter primer just because I do like glitter primers, but that's all I have. And I'm comfortable with that. But I don't like just plain eye primers. I prefer a cream shadow. For cream shadows though, my goal was to use up 2 and I used up 0. Not good. For pigments and glitters, my goal was to use up 1, and I had already used up 1. I used up the Stila. For eyeshadows, my goal was to use up 1, which I know is really low, but I didn't use up a single one in 2018. So I was like, well, let's try. I had used up 1 before, and I actually used up another one, so I doubled my goal, but still 2 eyeshadows when you consider I have almost 700. It's not great. But I used up this shade Deep Brown in the Anastasia Beverly Hills Maya Mia palette. Completely used up that baby, so I'm excited to have that out of my collection. I'm gonna put it back just so I don't put it in the wrong spot. For gel and liquid liners, my goal was 1. I had previously used up 1. For mascaras, my goal was 11. I used up 4. I used up 1 more, this Givenchy Volume Disturbia mascara. I used this from brand new till it was just completely dried out. I got this from Influencer, so I didn't pay for this. I'm surprised I didn't use up more, but I guess taking off that time really did impact me. I also don't usually use multiple mascaras. I like to just use 1. If it's not good enough with 1, then I just won't buy it again. That's just kind of my thought. So This one I wouldn't buy again because it's real expensive. But I guess that's why I used up so little. For eyeliners, my goal was to use up 1 and I did. I'm terrible at using eyeliners. For eyebrow products, my goal was to use up 6. I used up 3. I didn't use up any more. I just ended up decluttering the 2 eyebrow pencils I have because I don't like eyebrow pencils. And so now I only have 1 brow product. So I'm okay with not using up as many as I wanted because I did get to where I have 1 brow gel and that's all I got. I usually just use an eyeshadow for my brows. For lip treatments, my goal was 3. I had used up 4. And I actually used up 3 more in the past 2 months. So I'm pretty excited by that. I used up this Ulta Beauty Juice Infused Lip Oil in the shade Sweet Rose. I really liked this, but it went by kind of quickly. I used up the Epic Blend Hemp Raspberry and Pomegranate in one of my project pans. And then I used up the Jack Black Natural Mint Lip Balm. People seem to love these. I just think they're fine. I wouldn't pay the price for them. For fragrance, my goal was to use up 10. I had used up 7 before today. And I used up 2 more, so I got to 9, not quite to 10. And these are both Black Opium samples. I really like Black Opium. I think it smells delicious. I don't think I'd pay the price for it, though. Now for my makeup collection numbers. I put a goal of 1,000. So when I say my makeup collection numbers, what I mean is how many makeup items I own. And when I count, I do count like... This is an eyeshadow palette, but I don't count as 1 eyeshadow palette. I count this as 20 items because there are 20 eyeshadows in here. So that's just kind of the way I do it. To me, that's the most honest way to be honest with myself of how much makeup I really own. So I started the year with 1,439 products. And today I have 1,264. So I did go down by, what is that, like 100 and... I think that's about 175. So that's pretty good. I did do a decent sized declutter, but I probably won't be decluttering very much anymore, just because I don't really have much I want to declutter. But I still have 1,264 items, which is a lot, especially when you consider how much I used up in the past year. You can really see I have a lot. It is different though. I am excited. Like I said, I have a couple of items where I completely used up my stock of them. So I bought something new, but I was replenishing what I already had. So like it didn't help my numbers very much. But I feel like I'm gonna sneeze again. Are you coming or no? No. Okay. But I do feel like it was good for me to know how much, I don't know, to like just get things out of my collection. I don't have these old back stocks of a lot of products now. Well, that's not true. I still do for a lot of products, but not all of my products. So that makes me feel better. So, I wanted to meet my goals, but I didn't, but I'm okay with it. So I hope you enjoyed this video. I will be doing a 2020 version based on these numbers again. Some of them are going to be a little different and we'll talk about that then, but you can stay tuned for that. I hope you enjoyed this video. As always, if you have any questions, requests, suggestions, or comments, leave those down below and I'll see you all real soon. Bye.